Welcome to part 11 of the Devil May Cry 4 playthrough. Screw it. Because all I know is that I'm just going to keep saving Proud Souls until I get enough to get Max Act. So, time to actually attempt to rescue Kyrie. I think this is like one of the shortest missions of this game. One way I can tell is that you literally don't leave this room the entire mission. There we go. That took a while. Yeah, stuff like that makes me question, well, why do people complain about DMC and how easy it is to get triple S ranks when you have to go through all that shit? But yeah, it's a challenge, but it's kind of obnoxious when it comes to that kind of ridiculousness. Like, if I was actually fighting an enemy, they'd probably be dead by the time I got to doing half of that crap. Man, fucker. Yeah, but seriously, all this mission really is just climb the top of this tower and meet the boss at the top. That's it. If it wasn't for like the enemies and the crap you have to go through to get up there, this would probably be the shortest mission of this game. And I actually think it is the shortest mission of this game. Now I'm stuck here once too, but this thing says in order to proceed, uh, you can't go alone. I don't know why they would design such a thing in a castle. All you have to do is adjust to the switching camera, stand on this button, and then snatch an enemy. Done. this would be the last elevator, but there's actually more. And up, my orb senses are tingling. There we go. I'll get those later. And crap. Oh, the hell. Damn it. Aha! Crap. And by the way, for the people who are complaining about the camera and the lack of lock-on, guess what good this lock-on is doing? Because this guy's barely on screen, and I can barely fight this dude because he moves around so much that he sometimes go off screen. I don't know where the fuck he is. And I already talked about the set camera angles. The hell? Multitasking. Okay, here's the deal. I've been arguing with the same dude for 4 weeks now about the DMC and its quote-unquote problems, and a lot of the things that he's been bringing up to defend the previous games has been screwing me over quite a bit. He mentioned that the lack of lock-on and the fact that, well, having lock-on is perfectly fine in the other games, and you know, it helped me like single out an enemy when I needed to. Well, first of all, you have aerial combat for that. You have a demon pull and you have an angel lift, so I could either pull demons towards you or pull yourself towards them. I think that's a good enough option to like single out enemies on its own. You don't really need a lock on in DMC, so it's like, what's the problem? But now that I'm seeing this game, like earlier in the Agnes boss fight, I was having a hard time trying to lock onto the sword things that were surrounding him because Agnes kept taking up my lock on. So, and I have my lock on set so that you have to hold the direction and then press the lock on button to lock on to the enemy in that direction. Otherwise, it'll like lock on to whoever's the closest enemy. But if I have like a bunch of enemies jumbled up at once in the same area, then it's kind of pointless to do that because they're all jumbled up in the same area. So it's like, why would I? Especially if there's only one enemy that I can actually do anything to, and in order to attack it, I need it to be away from the other ones. Like, what do I do then? I could try to snatch it, but I can also snatch the enemies that I don't want, and then put myself in a bad position. So, like, why the hell? Lock on isn't as great as you think it is. But this is mostly towards one guy in particular. He's like the only one who's ever brought up the point of not having lock on in DMC being a bad thing. I think this is just about the end of the mission already. There isn't much to do here. Get that orb real quick. Get this orb real quick. Whatever. Nope. Screw you all. And look at that. We're only 10 minutes in. We already got a boss fight. And this is the last boss of this mission, so yeah, 10 minutes. This is the shortest mission in the game. By the way, if you haven't noticed by now, we kidnapped Kyrie. Not this kind of way, you sicko. Yep, that's his main plot. His goal for taking over the world. Super marriage. It's marriage with a cape. Is that Gara? I hear Gara. By the way, you gotta fight the Pope. Now, normally I would say, boss fight is simple. Just attack him until he dies. Okay, well, at first it would seem this way. Damn it. God damn it. That S-rank I worked so hard for. Now, I don't know if this is like a part of the fight, but I think when you get him to about half health, it's like damn near impossible to catch up with this guy because, well, Snatch doesn't work for some reason. Ah, come on. Make sure this guy takes as much damage before what I think is going to happen happens. Yep. Normally the fight will cut off when he gets about half health, but I made sure that he took as much damage as possible before that happened. This scene is unavoidable. You can't really kill him before this happens, so... So yeah, bad news. This statue thing is now part of this boss fight. Good news is, the Pope's health doesn't reset, so all that work you did isn't for waste. Which is why you do as much extra damage as you can before you trigger that cutscene. Because the fight does get hella more annoying. Because not only do you have to chase the Pope around with using Snatch that barely works here, he also likes to run like a bitch and go inside the statue, therefore wasting your time. That's it. That's the primary function of the statue in this boss fight. It's there to waste your time and nothing else. Otherwise, it's the same fight except a bit more frustrating. And this time, I'm going to make sure he stays down. Thank you, IHOP. I hate old people. And you lose anyway. One of those cutscenes. Yep, that's definitely Gara. The Pope is voiced by the guy who voices Gara. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He also does Akihiko in Persona 3. Um, Captain Ukitake in Bleach. Which is funny, because Nero is also Johnny on Watch, does Ichigo. A lot of Bleach characters in here. Rito to the rescue. Oh, never mind. Doesn't this also seem familiar? You have the main character, you have the... Well, okay, it's hard to describe Kirito's role in this, but he's like the honorable brother type character who turns out to be like, you know, in the odds with the guy he was previously working with. Devil May Cry 3, anybody? That's the end of the Devil May Cry 4 playthrough. Nero gets eaten by God. Dante goes about his business because he lost his sword forever. So yeah, that's the end. Here comes the credits. Wait, it's not over? Damn it. Quite honestly, I'm very sick of this game. I don't hate it. I've just been playing it for so often that I'm just kind of sick of it. Like how many times I had to redo most of these missions. It gets annoying really fast. Not even for the sake of the playthrough. Just like a personal run on the harder difficulties. Yes, you do. Yes, you did. So can it. Thank you for what? You know, don't make pride crack until you shed some tears. Or blood. Or both. So yeah, Nero's trapped in God's vagina. That's pretty much it. Must be a fan of Red Bull. A nice little touch. You can see Credo getting pale if you look very closely. I think they did a good job with the graphics in this game. Oh, I'm out of blood. Quite honestly, this scene would be a little bit more dramatic if Credo didn't try to kill me earlier. And that's it. I love the picture of the wall. So you may be wondering what happens now. Nero's kind of trapped in God's vagina, so it's not like we can continue the game, right? Wrong. Actually, starting in part 12, there's a nice little surprise in the middle of this playthrough. Surprise that I'm kind of indifferent about. I have my own gripes about it, but you'll see it in part 12. Join me then.